In the lecture before, I gave you some general advice regarding not safe for work content created by AI. And in this lecture, I want to dive deeper into the tool TensorArt and how you can create not safe for work content with exactly that tool. With that being said, let's jump onto my screen and have a look. Good. In my opinion, TensorArt is just the perfect tool to create the general scene or the body of any AI model or AI influencer, how you learned that in section 3 of this video course. And in my opinion, this has to do with the fact that the platform TensorArt is already recommending you the perfect settings for each base model you use. And with that combination, you reach a very high level of realism and absolutely stunning quality and perfect images, which you need to make a fan view account or an Instagram account of an AI influencer successful. That's why I also love to work with TensorArt, also for my not safe for work content. And as I said, you should always use the settings as recommended by TensorArt. There's no playing around. Trust me, it's the best settings because these guys know what works best with each base model. And the good thing with the Lazy Mix Real Amateur model, what I recommend here for not safe for work content and also recommended for AI influencers in Lection 3, is that the model is already heavily biased towards not safe for work content. That means most images you create with that model are already not safe for work. So you have a bigger problem if you actually want to create safe for work content with that base model. And this will save you a lot of time because you save time for editing and removing clothing and so on, and you are already very close at the final result, and you just have to change the face and some little details and corrections. And how you do that, you learned in Lection 3 of this video course. And on the next page, I want to show you an example image together with a prompt that you see how this all works. And in the download section of this lecture, you will also find some more prompts and also some example images together with the prompt I used to create them. And maybe some little words in these prompts are censored, but you will be totally able to read the actual word I had in mind. I have no doubt about that. Good, so let's have a look onto the example image. And as you can see, I had to censor it because it's a not safe for work image, but you see it's absolutely stunning quality and it's also created with TensorArt. And if you look at the prompt, it's basically the same kind of prompt we used in section 3 for creating AI influencers. I just changed it a little bit for this particular example. And for example, here you can see I also included the word OnlyFans. And I would generally recommend to include some buzzwords like OnlyFans or Reddit post or sensual, words like that into your prompts to increase the probability to get not safe for work content, because the tools already know what you want to see if you include these buzzwords. And as you can see in the negative prompt, I also added hands and fingers. I don't do this always, but I can tell you if you include hands and fingers in your negative prompt, the software tends to hide the hands a little bit. As you can see here, the hands are not fully visible, and in this image they are not visible at all. And this also has to do with avoiding rework and further editing, because as you might know, or as you heard in section number 3 of the course, the hands are the most difficult part for the AI software. So it makes sense to hide them as much as possible because it saves us a lot of time and just speeds up the whole process of creating plenty images of our AI influencer or AI model. And that's why I included it here. I wouldn't do this always because, it looks weird if the hands are never visible. On some accounts of AI models, you see that, and I exactly know why they do it. But I would recommend to do it like most of the time. By that, the hands are just not so visible. And as I said, it saves you a lot of time. Good. As I said, in the download section, you will find other images like this together with the prompt I used to create them. Feel free to use these prompts and change them however you want. This will just give you an idea and some examples of poses and scenes, but be creative. You can literally create anything you can think of, and I would invite you at this point to play a little around, test some little prompts and some ideas you have in your mind, just to get an idea and a feeling for the tool SensorArt regarding not safe for work content.